Hey y'all, today I wanted to share with you how I created my pages for my fall album. And I'm going to show you how to do the pages, flap, pockets, this flap here, and I'll show you how to do this back flap here. And also, whenever I showed this album before, I forgot to mention that this is a pocket up here. So in the tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this a pocket. Okay. So to get started here, you're going to take an 8.5 by 11, and then you're going to cut it down to make it 7.5 by 11. Okay, so you're going to have 7.5 by 11. And this little piece here, you can throw it away. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to take it on the 11-inch side here, and you're going to score it at 5 3/4. Okay, then you're going to fold that down, burnish it. So that's going to give you your flap. Okay, so then set that aside for a minute. Then you're going to take another 8.5 by 11. And then you're going to make it 7.5 by 9.5. Okay, so it's going to look like this. So now you have 7.5 by 9.5. These pieces here, you can throw them away. Okay, so on this, what you're going to do is you're going to take this and flip this over. Oh, sorry. You're going to score it at 5 3/4. So on your 9.5-inch side, you're going to score it at 5 3/4. Okay, and then you can take it, fold it in, burnish it down. Alright, and then you're going to take this first piece here. This is your flap, so this is your first page. Okay, you're going to flip it over. We're going to take this piece here and turn it around this way. Okay, and so what I done was I attached my pages to my hinges before I decorated. And this is the little hinge system here. Okay, and I have score tape here and score tape here. I'm going to use my ATG just for video purposes, because if I mess up, I have to take all this apart, and I don't want to, have to redo everything. Okay, so this is your first piece here. This is your first flap. Alright, flip it over. You're going to stick it in. And this is not the correct size. I did not make this the correct size. This is just my little paper, my little hinges for video purposes. Alright, you'll take this in. Don't go all the way to your score line here. Leave it a little bit above, or a little bit, in front of it, and then take it and glue it down. And then on the back side here, you're going to have more score tape or glue, whatever you want to use. And then you're going to take this piece here that flaps this away. You're going to line it up with this one. Take it and line it up here. And make sure it's lined up here. And you're going to press it down. Okay, that's going to give you your page. Okay, you see here it's still open. So what you're going to do is you're going to take glue. I'm going to put glue here, press it down. And then what you're going to do is on the bottom here, you're going to take glue, press it down. That gives you a pocket up here at the top. See? This is your pocket. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this. This is just the way I do mine. Because to me, it's, I like this way better than, any other way. Okay, so now you have your page. Alright, so then once you get all 6 of those in, you're going to make 6 of these and 6 of these. Alright, then you're going to put them all in. Alright, then what you're going to do is you're going to take another 8.5 by 11, just like this. Okay, you're going to cut it at 5.5. So that's going to give you 5.5 by 8.5. Alright, and then that's going to leave you this piece here. Alright, then what you're going to do is you're going to cut it at 3. And then you're going to have a 2.5 inch piece left. So out of one piece of 8.5 by 11, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a 5.5, a 3, and a 2.5. Okay, so you have a 5.5 by 8.5, you have a 3 by 8.5, and you have a 2.5 by 8.5. You're going to make this 2.5 6 3/4. Okay, so that's what you're going to have. Take this little piece here, throw it away. Alright, then what you're going to do is you're going to take your 2.5 by 6 3/4 piece. You're going to score it at a half, rotate it, score it at a half. Okay, you'll take these, fold them in, burnish them down. Burnish them down. Okay, then on your 3 by 8.5 piece, you're going to take it, score it a half, rotate, score it a half. Okay, and you're going to take your time and do this, you know, nicer and neater than what I'm doing. Alright, then you're going to have your 5.5 by 8.5 piece, and you're going to take it, score it a half, rotate it, score it a half, rotate it again, score it a half. Okay, so this is your 8.5 inch side. So your 8.5 inch side is at the top of your scoreboard. Score it a half, rotate, score it a half, rotate, score it a half. Okay, and then you're going to take, sorry about the noise, cut your little bottom pieces here. And that's what you're going to have. Alright, then you're going to take, fold all these down. Okay, so then you're going to take your book here, and on the front, this front flap, you're going to take this larger piece, your 5.5 by 8.5 inch piece. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to add your adhesive, your glue, and I recommend using the art glitter glue. That's the only glue that I use, this glue here. And I get mine from countrycraftcreations.com, and I'll leave the link to her store below. And she also has these little metal tips here. Okay, so what you'll do is you'll glue all around your little pieces here. Take your front page, you're going to line this up, press it down. Okay, so that's going to give you, this is your flap, that gives you a pocket. So this is the front of your page, and you have a pocket. So we're going to make this smaller pocket here, which you're going to take your 2.5 by 6 3/4 piece that you scored. On the 6 3/4 inch side, you scored it a half on both sides. Okay, you're going to take that, add your glue on both sides, and you're going to add just a small bit of glue here on the bottom. You're going to take it, line it up as best as you can. Don't go over the score line on this side. Don't go over the score line. That way it'll fold in. Okay, and I used a punch on mine. I just punched here, and then I used my corner chomper, and I punched these two. But I done all my punching before I placed everything in. But I'm doing this without punching everything. So now you have a pocket here. You have a pocket here. You have a flap, and you have a pocket here. So that's the front of your page. Okay, now for the back of your page, you already have your flap. So now we need to put the pocket here. So you're going to take the piece that was 3 by 8.5 that you scored a 1/2 inch on both sides here. Okay, you're going to add your adhesive on the two flaps and on the bottom. the bottom you're going to run your small bead of glue. Okay, and then you take it and line it up here at the bottom. And you'll line yours up better than what I'm doing. I'm just kind of speeding through here basically. So now you have a pocket here, and you have your flap. So this is what you have. Okay, you have your flap, you have your flap, you have your pocket, now you have your pocket. And you flip it over. And you have your flap here. You have your flap here. You have your pocket here. Your pocket here. Super easy. And right here where I done this little pocket, the only thing that I done was I waited, and whenever I was done putting all my decorative paper in my album, the pieces that I had left over, the little strips that I had left over, I just cut a little strip and just glued it here. Glue two sides and on the bottom. That way you have a little pocket. Okay? So that's all you do for your pages. And then for this back piece here, this back flap here, okay, this is going to be, you're going to need an 8.5 by 11, and you're going to cut it 7 by 10. Okay, so this is what you have. These two little pieces here, you can throw those away. So now you have a 7 by 10. Wait a minute, these are your booklet pieces, I'm sorry. This is your booklet piece, not your back piece, I'm sorry. This is your booklet. 7 by 10 is going to be your booklet. Okay, so what you do, 7 by 10, you're going to take it, score it at 5. Fold it down, burnish it, and that's your booklet. Okay, and like I said, I used my corner chomper and done my edges. Okay, and that's your booklet. Now for the back piece. Now for this back piece here. You're going to take an 8.5 by 11. You're going to make it an 8 by 11. So you're cutting a 1/2 inch off. Okay, you can take this little piece here, throw it away. That gives you an 8 by 11. Okay, what you're going to do is on your 11-inch side, the 11-inch side is at the top of the scoreboard. You're going to score it a 1/2, score it 6.5, score it 9.5. And you're going to rotate it. You're going to score it a 1/2. Okay, so on your 11-inch side, 1/2, 6.5, 9.5. Rotate it, score it a 1/2. Alright, then what you're going to do is this little 1/2 inch piece here that you have, you're going to take, cut this little edge off, miter it just a little bit here, and cut this piece here off. And yours is going to be straighter than mine. You know, take your time. You can even put this in your cutter and cut that off. So this is what you're going to have. You're going to have this little piece here that you cut off, and this piece here that you cut off. Okay, you can take these, throw them away. Then what you're going to do, this little piece here, you're going to fold it up, burnish it down. Okay, and you're going to take this piece here, your little 1/2 inch pieces, you're going to fold in, burnish them down. Then you're going to take this this little piece here where you scored at 9.5, this little piece here, you're going to fold it in. Okay, burnish it down. You're going to add glue to two sides. Put your decorative paper on this piece here before you do this part. This little flap here, you're going to take your glue, Well, put on these two sides, fold it down. That's going to give you your little pocket. See, this is your little pocket. That's what this is, your little pocket. Okay, now you're going to take right here, fold this in, burnish it down. So you have your flap and you have your pocket. Okay, now when you put this in your book, what you're going to do is you're going to take glue here. Alright, let's do it this way. You're going to take glue here on your two flaps. You're going to put adhesive here and here, and just a small bead of glue here on this side. Okay, and then when you put it in, you put it in just like this. Don't go over the this seam here. Don't go over that. So this is what you have. You have your flap, your pocket, and up here you have a pocket up here. Oh, sorry. Up here you have a pocket. Okay? So that's for the back part. Now this front, this flap right here, what I done was I put my decorative paper down. Well, I had it cut out. I didn't put it down yet. I had my decorative paper cut to fit here. Then I took a 4.5 by 6.5. This was just a scrap that I had. You take a 4.5 by 6.5, and on your 6.5 inch side, you're going to score it a half. Okay, you score it there, and just fold that little flap down. And let's see, maybe okay, this is going to be my decorative piece. We're going to say this is this whole size right here. You're going to take it, and on your flap here, you're going to glue it to your decorative paper first. I hope this makes sense. This is your decorative piece. Let me get a bigger piece here. Okay, this is your decorative piece. You're going to take it and glue it here. So you glue this little flap to your decorative piece of paper. That way you'll have this. Then you take your decorative piece, you glue it down in your album. So you have your decorative piece with your flap already attached, and glue it into your album. And if you want, I use the magnet on mine. Put your magnet down here and here before you glue your paper on. Before you glue this decorative piece down, make sure your magnet is underneath there. So I hope the tutorial helped. I hope it wasn't too complicated. So if you have any questions, please leave me a comment below. I will answer them as soon as possible. And I hope you enjoy this album. I hope you create your own. If you do, let me know. Share it on Facebook. I don't have a Facebook group, but I'm in a few groups. I think it's mini album something. I don't know, but I'll link it below to the group that I'm in, that I share most of my albums and my creations in. But I'll link that group below as well. So if you make this album, share it. Let me see what you do. And I'll link the glue below. Oh, and these tags here, these are just little tags I just cut out. These are about 2.5 by 4 3/4, and I have a corner chomper. Chomp these, punch the hole in, and then just tie it and put my little decorative paper on. And then here's another booklet. You're gonna make, when you do these, the 7 by 10 booklets, you're gonna need 12 of these because you have 2 per page. And I'll leave the measurements and how many you need in the description below. And these little photo mats here, these are going to be 4 3/4 by 4 3/4, and these will fit. I just put 2 in mine. You can make them bigger, smaller, you know. That's why I don't really give you the measurements or show these on here, because some people like them bigger, some people like them smaller. So I hope you enjoyed this album. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. If you have any questions, like I said, leave me a comment below and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.